Hey, what's up guys? Tony here again with another video. Today's going to be on a scrim that my team did. This is the Malaysian team. This is the Malaysian tournament, and of course it's a 5v5. The enemy team is not super strong, nor is my team, but still it's a 5v5. I would say the average skill level here is like around 55 stars, maybe more. Anyways, you'll see that. I just wanted to show you what it's like to play 5v5. It's completely different, right? Everyone walks mid right away just to check where people are positioning. And I'm playing PANGU here, and I don't invade because we have Alice support, and we could have invaded, but there was no point. Like, it was too risky. We had the mid that, the Black Tulin, we had Alice, they had an okay-ish early game. They had Arm, which is strong, KOG not great, Sword Guy not too great, but still. In those little enclaves in jungle, this would be difficult. So we see that KOG starts blue, which is great. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to end up on the same side as her to start a fight. In AOV, you think about where the dragon is, but in this game, you rarely consider that. That's one of the last things you should think about. And here, I know she's right here, so I just go on to her. I know I'm safe. Arm might be behind her, but it's fine. So I poke her for like, I don't know, 20-30% of her health, the red buff plus my bleed. And I know they're here, so I'm just sitting around here. And you can see on the side of the screen how low HP this KOG is, you see. So this will decide the game for us. As she gets poked even lower, I go in, I have my ult, and I read his flicker as well, and then that's first blood. So yeah, and he goes in, he's taking this rep, so he finished. I think he kills the KOG off, which means Dragon is gonna be safe. So I'm not trying to brag about making a great play, but you see that little bonus damage that I did on KOG that mattered in the long run. And in KOG or in Chinese, we have a word which is called stealing damage. And stealing damage is exactly the difference between like a super high elo player, like a 2000 player, and like a 1600. Like that extra 20% on KOG probably decided us that level 4 fight for us, which snowballed into 2 people dying and the dragon. Like, stealing damage is an incredibly important concept, and it's incredibly valuable. I encourage you guys to play modes like Abyssal Clash or 5v5 and to learn ways to, deal more damage, because that is the difference between a pro and not a pro. So I knew this little birdman was coming, but this red buff is definitely more important. I get it, and then he blows his whole combo on me, so I just kill him. And then there he ults and I block it. That was half lucky, but also half red. Like, I knew he was going out, so I just stood in front of him. And I mean, KOG was bot. I knew she was bot. It was kind of unsafe in hindsight, but I was hoping I had the protection of my team, which I did. So it was fine. Anyways, it's rare to get a solo kill on enemies in this, in very pro. So it's just a testament to, both teams are kind of bad. What can I say, guys? But yeah, so you'll see we take a decent lead and not much is going to be happening. The only next objective to play around is their blue buff for Dragon, but to be honest, because we have Alice and our comp is pretty awful, we have 0 ability to engage. I don't know. So we're just gonna be farming. They checked my red. I think they could have invaded this, but I have punish up, and then I see the Arm ults the goddamn Alice, so we just go in even though we're down a person. I think they don't have any abilities, and then look at my level. It's 2 levels above the KOG, so I just go in seemingly 1v4, but yeah, it's not really 1v4, But anyways, I think their blue buff was up, so I check it and I see it's up, so I just go and take it. This guy might try to steal it, but at this point I think I've punished. Nope, he just misses. I dragged it away nicely. Wow, I'm not playing so bad, lol. And then I know the red buff spawns here, but pushing this mid wave is going to be more important. And then I take this. So you see how pushing that wave let us distract them from the red buff, and then we got to take it, and then we'll take this. And the game is going to snowball slowly off of this. Dragon is spawning, but those two little objectives top side were way more important. Then I get my blue buff, so now I'm going to be level 10. Cricknack is 8. We kind of were doing the same things, but you'll see how important this 2-3 level advantage is in team fights. One level is 750 gold, so you know, this stuff kind of adds up. Here I might have gotten this stolen, but I was like, okay. I see that it's like a 4v2 or 4v1 boxing on the other side, so I go for our, you know, how do you explain it? Anyways, I can't rewind the tape. What I'm saying is, if I had gone on the right side where we were caged 4v2, then it would be a 4v3 and we'd probably die as well. But this way, 3 of us kill the boatman for sure, and then we clean up the rest of the fight. So it was not guaranteed that we would clean up the rest of the fight, but this way at least we would have more healthy bodies. So that's the decision I took. And my ult slows down by 90%, and we have our Black Tulin teleport, so I was pretty confident. And now the lead is, you know, 6k. It's gonna snowball pretty quick. And you'll see that we didn't really, like, let's say, do much. It's just how this game is. It's pretty punishing on mistakes at high elo, so it's always cringe when people make mistakes and pick ban. So this RM makes the mistake of ulting the Alice again, so I just go in, and of course they're all gonna pay for using their abilities. They've been watching too much KPL, I guess, where that would be a decent pick, but we're so ahead that I don't think this is worth this Alice RM trade. So we pick 2 people, and then, oh, this is dead, but we kill the tower. And I'm 3 levels above the Cricknack, so I have nothing to be afraid of. And what's going to be next? Let's look at the items. Not much to say, right? Okay, so I build very defensive because this is a scrim. It's not a, you know, it's not some ranked game. I build Mail of Pain because they have Cricknack. So if I like go in like a retard, you know, like I just run in, Cricknack is probably the first one to hit me, so I'd like to deflect the damage. And then there's Bowman. I know they have a lot of magic damage as well, but this Mail of Pain thing is helping me do damage. And then I buy Gilded Greaves because the thing with Gilded Greaves is they have a lot of CC, and it's just arrogant if you don't buy it. Like, they're gonna control you. Like, they have Boatman and RM and Mina to chain CC you, so yeah. So let's see what's gonna happen to finish this game off. We're ricing off their jungle, which is the right move to do anyway. And we didn't cover the red side jungle, which is a mistake, but it's fine. Taking this dragon alone will bleed them another few K gold. This dragon comes up. It's not the big one, it's the small one, so I just take it with ease. We finish off our red side jungle, and the lanes will be pushing from this dragon, so we're gonna look to shove in. I think we shove top lane, I'm not sure. I don't know which lane we're shoving. Not bot lane, I hope. It's pretty bad. I see this Cricknack, so I tried to go in, but she luckily is paying attention, so yeah. Let's fast forward. So we try to shove this mid lane, but you can see their mage has very good wave clear, and we have 0 kind of poke or pseudo engage ability. But we still take this tower because we have ADC. So a bit more on the comp we're playing. We're playing Alice with ADC. We wanted to play Alice L'Oreal, which is a common comp, but they read it with RM. So we decided to not play L'Oreal, and we decided to go with Valor, which is kind of scuffed, but it's still actually pretty good. And we didn't want to go Sephora, so yeah, this is what it is. And Matlock plays well with Alice as well, so it's not too bad. The thing is, we have decent early game protection. I'm playing PANGU, and our mid lane is Black Tulin, so despite the fact that Alice is quite bad early game, we still can, you know, make it through. And then mid game in team fights, we have Alice to help us get through, so it's not too bad. And the enemy had Aram, Cricknack, which are not great until level 4, same with Mina, so it's not too bad. And you'll see that the issue with the enemy comp is that they don't have a super late game. That's why we're playing also very cautiously, and they have a lot of wave clear to stop us. The more we clean their jungle and take this 1k gold lead, the higher chance of the enemy losing. We have Valheim. So we get their jungle again, we push this lane up. Nobody was dealing with this bot lane, which is a mistake, so I go deal with it. And then let's see what happens. So this bot wave is pushing up. The mistake that my team makes is trying to push mid lane, which is the hardest lane. And this also fails, which is pretty bad, but I think we get top tower somehow. I forget how. We distracted them somehow. And then they dive in. I dive in as well. I knew I was going to take this damage, but I dead sickle up. And then we used the disrupt, and then the tower goes down. Thing is, I was fully ready to commit to the tower, like to die and to dive without minions. We had the 14k gold lead, and the game finishes off of that. Not a super insightful match, I would say, but you can see that the few little mistakes early game from the enemy team caused them to lose. And yeah, the ARM ulted the wrong players. This is not quite a good build, I would think. And not much else to say. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.
You got me, Nina? Yeah, here we go. All right. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, okay.